Hello, knife community, knife enthusiasts, knife lovers, interested viewers. Folder here. I want to do a review of the. The SOG Stout. I did an unboxing the other day, and I promised to do a review on it. I got this knife because I wanted a small knife that was good if I travel. But something, I have small knives, but I wanted something that had some type of, I don't know, substance, and it was small. Like a lot of the small knives I have, they're great. I'm not saying they're not good knives. It's just that they, I wanted something with a little bit more. I wanted something stout, right? So I got the Stout, the SOG Stout. So because I wanted something that was stout, and this is a small knife. Make no mistake about it. So we're looking at a total of, it looks like about 6 1/4 from beginning to end. The blade is literally 2.5 inches cutting, right? The cutting surface is 2.5 inches. And the handle looks to be, it's under 4 inches. It's between 3.5 and just over 3.5, 3 3/4 about. Yeah, so small knife. Let's do some comparisons. Let's compare this knife to the Spyderco. Dirty Spyderco. Spyderco PM2. And as you can see, the PM2 is monstrous compared to this knife. So it's a small knife, monstrous, absolutely huge. Absolutely huge compared to this. That's the PM2. What else do we want to? Oh, the Demco AD 20.5. Very common knife out there. A lot of people have these. So I like using these for comparisons now because a lot of people have them. And you can see it's what this thing looks like next to a 20.5. Okay, gives you that idea. How about the Manix 2? The Spyderco Manix 2. The Spyderco Manix 2 is huge compared to this knife. So it's a small knife. And we'll just do one more comparison. We don't need to beat the comparisons up here. How about the Spyderco Sage? Sage 5. And I'm using the Sage 5 because this was specifically the prior tool that I carried with me when I felt like I was maybe going someplace kind of sensitive. So yeah, I also got this knife. I purposely got it in black, the total blackout version of it, because I feel that, when you pull out a knife that's black, it's more understated. People that aren't knife people, they don't react as much to, they see this big shiny blade and, oh, what you got there, so. But something like this is more understated, so it's small and understated. You can pull this thing out, do a quick little EDC task, and put it away before anybody notices. Right at the Thanksgiving Day table. So, all right, so we got that out of the way. The sizes. Oh, how about the weight of this thing? Let's see what it weighs. Units. Okay. 4.1. Wow, heavy. Oh, that was off camera, but no big deal. 4.1. 4.1 ounces. Wow. So you got this little tiny knife weighing 4 ounces. Why is that? Because it is metal over here, right? This whole side is metal. It might have this G10, but I tell you, it feels solid. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. I wanted it because it's small, but it feels like it has substance. What is this material? Is this, I doubt this is titanium because of the price point. No, no, this is definitely not titanium. Okay, so we have a metal, stainless steel metal, coated with something. Not exactly sure what the coat is on this. Yep, Studies and Observations Group, SOG, Stout, FLK, obviously standing for frame lock. Yeah, so we have a drop point blade, slotted, jimped. The jimping is nice. The finger choil is nice. Matter of fact, with this finger choil, as small as this knife is, I'm getting 3.5 on here, easy. Without the finger choil, I'm getting 2 3/4. So I wouldn't even imagine grabbing on this thing without using the choil. The jimping's right where it's supposed to be. It's very nice. Blade has a very nice shape to it. The action on this thing is fantastic. As soon as you use the frame bar and break the lock, the detent, get past that initial lock bar, it just shakes down. Very nice. Very easy to flick too. Extremely easy to flick. Reminds me of my giant mouse. Because of how easy it is to, the action's very easy. And I like how early the detent is broken. And how is the detent anyway? Okay. Yep, it's there. Kind of late, but you know, that's okay. Yeah, so nice shaped blade, very nice. The grind is enormous. You know, I'm not sure why they did that, but I'm not mad at it. Yeah, it's huge. That's a big, yeah, it's big right there. So it's got a finger choil / sharpening choil. That's good. The plunge grind really gets out of the way. You know, it really does. They definitely set this thing up to use. With a plunge grind like that, with a finger choil like that, yeah, you can get some sharpening out of this thing, no doubt about it. Okay, so what are we talking about here with these bolts? 6. Really? 6s all the way around? I don't think I've ever seen that. Even with the smallest knives, they still come up with an 8. These are 6s. Wow, T6s. Okay, man, these are some small bolts. Yeah. The right, the lock bar has a little chafed area. It has a stop on it also. The lockup is about, looks like about a 50%. Let me see. Knife is perfectly centered too. Yeah, the lockup's like 50%. Yeah, so it's all right. It's got this back spacer on it that just feels like it weighs a ton. It really feels heavy back there. The pocket clip is nice, does its job. You don't feel it in your hand. I carried this in my pocket today, and it was excellent. You know, it didn't no issues with it at all. You know, and the Ergos are very good. You know, really good Ergos. You know, I'm sorry guys. I didn't take this thing apart. I don't really know what it's on. So if anyone knows, you can put it in the comments. I'm not gonna take the knife apart right now. I don't know if it's on bearings or phosphor bronze washers. I don't know why I think this might be on bearings. Can't quite see. I don't know if I heard it somewhere or it just kind of feels like it's on bearings. With the price point, I don't know. You never know these days. They skimp money in one area so that they can, you know, spend it in someplace else. You can get to the lock bar very easily. I can also 10 finger flick this thing. Pinky flick it, you know, ring finger flick it. Yeah, very nice, very flickable. Very flickable. The G10 is also really good. Not quite as good as one of my favorites. I can't get this thing out here. The Giant Mouse. This thing has the best G10 in the business. So it's not quite as good as the Giant Mouse, but it's not bad. It's not you know, it's not rough at all. You know, it's in the middle. It's moderate. This was my prior. The Giant Mouse and the Chaparral were my prior knives I would take with me if I'm ever going someplace sensitive to stuff like this. We want to try to follow the law as much as possible. So these were my prior knives, and they're both excellent, very competent, you know, and they fit the bill. Really small blades, especially the Giant Mouse is ridiculous. It's very robust. It's thick, you know, it's nice. But I think I like this better for the task, you know, the Giant Mouse I think is like a 2-inch, 2.25. Yeah, it's 2 inches. The Giant Mouse is literally a 2-inch cutting surface, but it's M390 steel. But 2 inches for this, so that's really small. And the Chaparral, I believe, is more than 2 inches. I think it's like 2.5 also, and it is 2.5 cutting surface on the Chaparral. So like a 3-inch blade, 2.5 cutting. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's my review of it. I haven't, you know, I carried it for a day. I haven't used it for any cutting tasks, but the blade is ridiculously sharp. It's a flat grind. Of course, you're going to be able to use this for EDC. Filipino or saber grip. You can do a pinch grip. You can do utility cuts if you want to bring your index finger on top. It's nowhere near the jimping, but you can still get it up there in order to have, you know, precision. But without using the choil, it's kind of crazy back here. It's far back, and it feels far back. So I would definitely say the choil is pretty much mandatory. So anyway, that's all I got. All right, thanks.